Everybody, this is a special Thanksgiving edition of the weekly sports talk. We are live in my basement here with Steve Oman once again. How's it going, Steve?
It's great.
Good to see you.
Good to be here. First
Live
time
in person.
in the palatial Columbus States.
Yeah,
So,
it's been a while since we've met in person, so
yeah, looking forward to it.
This is good. So
This is kind of the pregame to the pregame for the biggest bar night of the year.
yeah, and we will touch on some of that stuff in a bit. Obviously, you had a kind of a rough week last week.
Yeah.
Things are starting to go your way when Osweiler was named starting quarterback.
Yeah.
We'll get to him. Let's start with the Packers, though. Bounce back. Your just relax comes to fruition finally. 30-13 win against the Vikings. They play Thursday. Favre's retired and everything. I'll give you the floor. And what do you think?
Yeah, well, I guess this week is the Steve Oman victory lap.
Yeah.
Because last week
you caught a lot of heat.
Yeah, I've been catching a lot of heat for a long time. And I mean, it's not like, the Packers win one game and then they're fixed.
Yeah.
I understand that. I get it. But that Minnesota team is rolling.
Yeah.
They had 5 straight wins. They're at home. No one's stopping AP.
No.
They've been one of those teams that's like, you could argue over those last 5 weeks was the best team in the NFC.
Yeah.
Probably second best, maybe Arizona.
Carolina.
Or Carolina has been the best. But they were in the top couple teams.
Yeah.
And, the Packers won in. The defense played great. The offense still, it wasn't a flawless performance.
No.
And Lacey played better, which is big. I'm not super crazy though about how one running back will get going and then the other one won't see the ball. Either way,
yeah,
because Starks didn't do anything in that game to deserve to not see it.
No,
and he got the first 4 or 5 carries, and I'm not sure he got a touch in the second half.
No,
and Lacey was running well. I'm not saying that he shouldn't have been out there, but spell him.
Yeah,
I don't think the coaching staff is very good at. That's one thing they're not real great at. It seems like.
No, I think
it's running a 2-back system.
Yeah, I think McCarthy wants Lacey to be the bell cow really badly, and so does Clements or whatever his name is. And he finally got it going. He hadn't given him any reason to ride him, up until last week. So he finally got it going. So I feel like that maybe had something to do with it. You'd think Starks is a little bit more involved this week.
Yeah. Especially short week. With Lacey he was still on the injury report this week.
Yeah.
He's still not feeling great. So yeah, I would expect Starks to get. But the thing is there ever going to be a game where they each get 14 carries?
No, I don't think so. I think he just rides the hot hand, whoever's got to go on that day. But like you said, the defense was the most impressive part, I thought. I didn't like how the Vikings offensive game plan was. I think you have Mike Wallace, who's a burner. Obviously, you have Stephon Diggs, who's not slow in his own right. I think that Teddy needs to just throw it deep 4 or 5 times a game to at least he threw it deep once to Wallace. He almost
and he was wide open.
Yeah. So I didn't like that. I think they became really predictable. The Packers were able to stack the box on AP. They've shown either the Packers completely shut him down or he just runs wild on him. There's no in between with AP.
I was shocked when I saw the stat before the game that he averages more yards against the Packers than anybody else. It's 107 or 117 or something, and because I remember games where they hold him to 30.
Yeah.
But he has games too where he goes for 220.
Yeah.
So
that's what I was like. I wasn't surprised, but I thought the Vikings game plan allowed them to stack the box.
Yeah.
But that was a big one. And now you're back up on top of the NFC North. I don't know if all the doubts are gone.
Right.
But
they're not.
No. But I mean,
and I guess I don't know if we'll probably talk about the Thanksgiving Day games
coming up here.
In a little bit, but we can go with the Packers.
Touch
with the Packers now is a lot of people think it's going to be the Bears running into a buzzsaw tomorrow. With all the emotion, Favre's retirement, and the Bears have been playing okay.
Yeah,
they're not, and coming into the year, a lot of people thought they were they're going to win 3 or 4 games. I never thought that.
Really?
No.
I thought they'd be pretty bad.
I didn't think they were going to be all that bad. Well, and Cutler's played better than anybody would have thought.
Gase is going to be head coach next year.
Yeah, definitely. Maybe the Packers.
I don't think McCarthy coming back next year is a sure thing, but that's here or there.
I do. But
I think I think the Packers will win very handily because the Bears on offense, like Alshon is questionable.
Right.
Royal is questionable. I don't think Royal is playing. Bennett's on the injury list now. Forte's
he's going to be back, they say, but all signs are pointing to him playing, but
yeah,
you don't know how he's going to be.
So it'll be interesting though to see if Rodgers maybe wants to play a little bit better with Favre in the building, because I still don't think they like each other at all.
Yeah, I think they're fine. I think they like each other as much as they need to. Yeah. I don't think there's like a real animosity there, but you're right. I don't think they're like heading up to Favre's old haunt at the Gateway and like having some beers after the game or anything. No. But I think they're fine, and I do think that the Packers laying an egg in a game where there is this much hype against a team that's not as good as them would be shocking.
Yeah. Yep. I agree. So almost all is good in Packerland. It's getting there.
Yeah.
So next we'll talk about your boy.
Yeah, this is a good segue since they played the Bears.
Yeah, the Broncos. Brock Osweiler. You well documented number one commander of the Brock Osweiler start train.
I am pretty sure I called to start Brock Osweiler the very first time we talked.
I believe you may have. I think, because we were a few weeks into the season.
This is like week 2 or 3.
Yeah. And now he starts. Looked pretty good. I don't know if he looked as good as everybody is saying he looked, but now he is going to roll into New England. I guess I think they're at home to New England, but what are your thoughts on how he played and what we're looking at coming up this week?
This may sound crazy. They should have taken the leash off Brock a little more. Let him because when they at the start of the game they threw it downfield a little bit, and obviously there was like on the touchdown to Demarius early there was that was blown coverage, but when they went down the field a little bit, he threw the ball well and he looked pretty good, and they didn't do it much later on in the game, and I thought, let him if there's one thing Brock can do, it's launch it. Yeah. Let him launch it a couple times. The Bears secondary is not they're not world beaters, back there. Try to get someone deep, I mean, obviously, I think he played really well.
Yeah.
He did 252 touchdowns, no turnovers.
He did exactly what they asked him to do.
And I think
they ran the ball better.
They did run the ball pretty well too, and that was definitely a part of it.
Yeah.
But I said, I think that if they wanted to, and this week they would need to, they could press it a little more even. I think he played well enough.
Yeah, I would agree. I think the running the ball more is something Kubiak wanted to do.
Yeah.
And I don't think Peyton obviously did his thing where he was calling all the plays to the line, and maybe there was a few extra passes incorporated in there that were supposed to be runs.
Right.
But no, I agree. I thought he played well. I thought he did exactly what they asked him.
Well, that's the thing. I think he played with the plays that they called for him. He played as well as he could have played.
I agree. This week we'll see. I mean, it's the Patriots are.
He doesn't have Fuller's not going to be out there to pick on this week.
No, and Malcolm Butler's been incredible this year.
Yeah.
But the Patriots are banged up. Amendola's hurt now.
Yeah. Who's he? He's got nobody to throw to other than Gronk.
I mean, he's throwing to undrafted wide receivers. This guy they picked up from the practice squad, Harper, made a nice play. Yeah. But I think they're in trouble. I think their line is beat up. Their receivers are beat up. Teams are just bracketing Gronk every game.
Yeah, I mean, now you can literally stand 2 guys in front of Gronk and say, don't let him outside your left, don't let him outside your right. Yeah. And, you can do that with these receivers now.
Yeah.
So that is going to be really tough, especially against Denver's defense, which is awesome. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah. They're one of the best
top
defenses
2 or 3 in the league.
In the league. And with their, kind of weird line change, offensive line stuff.
They got guys playing different spots on, snap for snap.
You better know exactly what you're going to do or Brady's going to get himself killed.
Yeah.
Because the guys aren't going to be able to get open quick.
No.
And the line is, I'm not saying they haven't been good, but it's a strange.
They're rotating every play, it seems like.
Yeah, they have a 7 or 8 rotation.
The Bills got to him a lot on Monday night. He was getting beat up. So if there's any trepidation there with him throwing the ball, like you said, they could be in some real trouble.
Yeah.
So
and they don't have You know, they're not going to have Peyton Manning out there to just intercept 4 times and win the game for them.
Yeah.
So
I think the Broncos, they could, if the Broncos win, I think we don't see Manning again.
Yeah, I think you might be right. Well, and the thing is, like, with Kobe and the Lakers right now, it doesn't matter. The Lakers are terrible.
Yeah.
Let them do it. Let them go 1 for 14. You know,
that was so bad last night.
Yeah, that was. You know, but but it's not that big of a deal.
Yeah,
and I mean, obviously, you want to win games. You want to develop guys.
Yeah, that's the big.
That's you want other guys to like learn that they can shoot. That they can shoot the ball, and like the way that they're handling D'Angelo Russell's not
very
good.
No.
But anyway, like that isn't like the Broncos, who have, other than Peyton Manning,
a Super Bowl,
like a Super Bowl caliber team.
Yeah,
definitely a Super Bowl caliber defense.
Yeah,
the receivers are really good.
Sanders
really good.
Thomas are very good.
The running backs are really good. They're not, maybe
they're not world class, but they're definitely serviceable for not too bad.
They're not going to hurt you. And so, like, it's important that Manning doesn't play.
Yeah,
which is sad
if he's going to play like he has.
Well,
you can't have 17 turnovers, and there's been nothing that we've seen to make us think that that's going to change.
Yeah,
that's that.
It just, to me, like you said, if they really want to have a chance, Osweiler has to be the guy that gives them that chance.
I think so too. We'll see. We'll see this weekend. I think this will be a good, even if they lose and he plays well.
Yeah,
which is very possible too.
Definitely.
So,
other Turkey Day games, Detroit, Philly.
Yeah, we'll touch on the other Turkey Day games. I don't know. That's Philadelphia's a dumpster.
They're bad.
Yeah, they're not good at all.
Detroit is actually like on the uptick too a little bit. It's not like
that was a good win against Oakland on Sunday.
Yeah, and they obviously beat the Packers the week before. Yeah.
Jim Bob Cooter
got him fired up.
He might be in line for a head coaching gig.
Yeah, Coach Jim Bob or Coach Cooter. Which one's worse?
I mean, Cooter's. I mean, Cooter is going to be the namesake that they go at. So, but yeah, I'm not really interested in the game. I think
it's going to be fun though.
I think they'll be up and down.
Like, those teams are bad, obviously, but like, it's not going to be like watching the Skins play against the Jaguars.
Yeah.
Like that Ravens Browns game Sunday.
Monday night. That's a Monday night football game, and no Johnny Manziel even anymore.
So. Yeah, so that'll be cool.
36-year-old Josh McCown against Matt Schaub.
Matt Schaub, that's right.
Yeah, ouch. That's going to be bad.
And the ratings are still going to be better than like any playoff baseball game of the season.
Oh, it's because your sport sucks, but Chip Kelly. The murmurs are now that him and the front office are button heads, and there's a lot of attractive college football jobs opening up.
Yeah,
I didn't think that he would. I thought that he was going to be in the NFL for a while, but it's all starting to kind of come together that I think he's going to be heading back down to the NCAA ranks.
Yeah, and I think that if it was like if it was a normal situation, I would be absolutely with you. Like, there's even some weird, like, Les Miles LSU talk.
Yeah.
Right now, and like,
no, that's like inevitably he's done.
Yeah, and like, if it was a normal situation like this, I would say, well, Chip Kelly's going to take that job next year.
Yeah.
But he's the GM too. So I don't know what I don't have any idea about like the contract structure as far as buyouts and if he can be the GM and not the coach, or the coach and not the GM. I assume that like he's not doing that,
if anything, he would give up GM, but I think he wants the GM job.
Right.
Too.
And like, I think that you're absolutely right that like his time is running out.
Yeah.
And
the fan base is pretty much.
Are they willing to fire their coach GM after this short of an experiment though, is the question. Like, if it was, I guess what I'm saying is,
he needs a quarterback.
Long story short, if he was just a head coach, I would absolutely think he's getting axed. He's going to LSU, or like you said, there are other
USC,
Miami, and Miami. Just he could. There are a lot of good jobs out there that I would think for a regular head coaching position, I would be 100% with you. But since he is the GM too, I think there must be some weird that would be a lot harder.
And I think with like
because then you were torpedoing the entire thing.
Yeah, because he's done a lot as the GM.
He traded players. Yeah, he's traded he must have traded more this offseason than anyone else.
Oh, easily.
And
in the last couple of years.
Yeah, right. He's probably traded more this offseason than anyone has traded in the last 5 offseasons.
Yeah, he's completely gotten his guys that he wants.
Right. And it's like a college program in that, now that his recruits are in there, if you hire someone else, he's got to get his own guys back in there, and you're talking about not being good for 4 years.
Yeah, and that's not
or something.
That's not a time that Philly fans are going to be able to be patient with. So yeah, I think it's I think there's a lot of coaches, both in the college ranks and the NFL ranks, that are being rumored with NFL jobs and college jobs. Like Saban's being rumored for the Colts job if Pagano gets fired. Jimbo Fisher's being rumored for the LSU job if Les gets fired. So I think it's going to be the coaching carousel this offseason will be fun.
Yeah.
The other Thanksgiving Day game is actually a good one. Carolina and Dallas. I think it's in Jerry World.
Yep. It always is on Thanksgiving.
You're right. Yep. Romo's back. Didn't look great, but he was playing in a monsoon on Sunday.
Yeah.
I like Dallas infinitely in this game.
Yeah, you kind of stole my thunder. We haven't talked about this at all.
No.
We haven't touched on it at all, but because, Carolina's not going undefeated.
No.
Yeah, they just won't. There are just things that happen. They're just not going to. This is a game I think Dallas could win. I think they probably will win.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if they don't, then that's probably it. They need to go undefeated essentially.
Yeah, because what are they 3? Are they 3-7? Yeah.
So 9-7 probably gets them in.
Oh yeah,
but
because right now I think 5-5. I think the Giants are winning the NFC East at 5-5 right
now. Yeah, and
Philly's 4-6. Washington's 4-6.
Seattle's 5-5 in the last wild card spot too. So they're not.
They're not a second wild card.
No,
I would agree. 9-7 could be the second wild card.
Yeah, and it could definitely be a division champion.
In the East. Yeah.
So they have a lot to play for. Short week, weird things happen anyway. And Carolina's got to go to Dallas. Obviously, a lot of emotion, Thanksgiving tradition. Yeah. This is one of their every year big game. Dallas is playing afternoon.
Yeah. I think, I agree with all that. I think too that they're just better. I think they're better than Carolina is at full strength. I
think that's insane. But
I think Dallas is gonna be a team that nobody wants to play in the playoffs if they get in.
Oh yeah, no, with Dez and Romo, they're tough.
Yeah, that's why I think at full strength, I think Dallas' defense is really underrated.
The defense isn't that bad. Not nearly as bad as people thought it was going to be.
No, and I think they got a bad rap because of what was happening. But when you have Matt Castle as your quarterback or Brandon Whedon, it's hard to just keep going out there and expecting to get stop after stop after stop. Now Romo's back. I thought the defense looked good on Sunday. I think Romo. I've always been a Romo guy. There's 2 guys that I get ripped on for liking, and that's Romo and Cutler. But I've always been a Romo guy. I think he's critically underrated, and I think that him just being there makes the absolute world, an MVP-esque world of difference for them.
Yeah, I agree that it's obviously night and day between Romo and anybody else, Castle, Wheaton, that they're trotting out there. And I do agree with you that he is underrated and that he's caught a lot of flack because he's thrown some really bad picks in some big spots.
Yeah.
But and even the hold against Seattle that when he was
That was young.
That was really young Romo. But those are things that stick with people.
Yeah.
And that's why I think he takes some of that shit.
Yeah.
But he is obviously this team goes from a team that literally can't win a game. It's like the Packers when Rodgers broke his collarbone and they're starting Seneca Walls, which don't even get me started on how they even let that happen.
Yeah.
And Scott Tolzien and Matt Flynn retread, and Flynn actually came and let a couple comebacks. But those are teams that went from Super Bowl caliber to literally you might beat the worst ones.
Yeah, on every level.
And
the Packers D plays better with Rodgers out there.
Yeah, they're not on the field as much. They're they're not under as much just mental pressure.
Yeah,
it's If we get down by 10,
error,
if we get down by 10, this game is over.
Yep.
If we get down by, but with Romo in there, we're down 13.
Yeah.
We're one stop away from still, maybe winning this game.
Yeah, the room for error is just with Romo. It's this with Whedon and Castle. You can't. There's none.
Right.
So we both like Dallas to win outright.
Yeah,
I like them to win.
Well, it's a pick 'em.
Is it? Okay.
Or maybe.
I think it is a pick 'em. Yeah.
The last I saw was a pick 'em.
Yeah. So we both like them. That's kind of it for NFL, I guess. I think there's some other games, but it's too far.
I mean, Sunday, who cares?
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
So I'm personally completely focused on
Thursday,
the meal tomorrow, and then the Packer game after it.
So before we get to Thanksgiving festivities, we'll touch on the college football playoff very quickly. New rankings came out last night. Clemson, Alabama, Oklahoma, Iowa.
Yeah,
first time in the top 4. State was 5. Notre Dame 6. What are your thoughts?
My thoughts are that these are scattershot.
Yeah,
they are, and I agree with you. I texted you last night and said that I was surprised with them, and you said, well, they don't matter, and I agree with you that they don't matter, and that's concerning to me that they're almost like they're just throwing shit at the wall.
The Iowa thing, I think they literally just put Iowa at 4 because to not piss Iowa people off. Here's your time to be 4.
But they're willing to piss Notre Dame people off? This is last week.
Well, they've already put Notre Dame in the top 4.
So
I think it's everybody gets a turn here.
There's 10 teams that are 1 loss or no losses, and they're just going to keep rotating them all into the top 4 at some point.
Actually matters.
And then they're going to release the rankings that they've actually thought all along.
That's what it seems like they're doing.
Yeah, you might be right, because it is it's crazy to me that they're Notre Dame didn't look good this weekend.
But they beat Iowa by 2 touchdowns on our neutral field, I think.
Oh, yeah. Iowa's bad.
Yeah.
But, and it's – so Notre Dame drops 2 spots for, nothing.
Yeah.
Essentially. And I personally, as someone that doesn't have a stake in any of these teams, would be really concerned if I was a fan of Oklahoma at 3. You would think oh, well, we're good. We beat Oklahoma State.
Oh, Oklahoma, if they went out, they're good.
Now, which is weird to me because I told you before, I thought if Notre Dame went out, they were good.
Yeah.
Now that's not the case.
No.
Now they have to
Stanford losing to Oregon was big. Because if Notre Dame would have beat Stanford in the last week, that's a huge win. Because that's that would have been 5 against 6 or 4 against. Now Stanford, they're still 9, which, by the way, them being ahead of Michigan is blasphemy. But actually, no, I don't think they are anymore. I think they changed last night. But either way, I think Notre Dame, and they have not looked good. They haven't Boston College, but I still think they're better.
I don't take this as me being on the Notre Dame train. I'm not saying they should be in it. I'm just really surprised that they would have a team with the exposure of Notre Dame and that that big of a program and put them in the top 4, and have them win a game and drop them out of the top 4, which that's where it shocks me.
That's why, because the Iowa fan base has been loud and why are we not in the top 4? And I think finally
because your team's terrible.
Yeah, but they're Hawkeyes.
Yeah, Houston wasn't in the top 4 either.
No, and they lost to UConn. There's a reason they weren't in the top 4.
Exactly.
Yeah. I think when it all comes down to it, I think if things go as status quo, it's going to be State, Oklahoma, Clemson, Alabama. Now, as a Michigan fan, I feel obligated to throw in how Michigan gets into the playoff, and then we can move on.
Mm-hmm.
It's not an unrealistic amount of things here. So we need Oklahoma to beat Oklahoma State.
Which I think is definitely going to happen.
Okay. Alabama and Clemson win out.
Probably also going to happen.
Okay, so there's 1 spot. Stanford beats Notre Dame, loses in the Pac-12 championship.
Definitely possible.
Penn State beats Michigan State.
That one's going to be tough.
That's going to be very tough, especially because it's in East Lansing.
They just beat Ohio State with their backup quarterback.
Yeah.
So
yeah. And then Michigan has to win out. And I think that's it. Yeah.
It's
not Florida State has to be Florida.
Yeah.
Or Florida loses to Alabama, one or the other.
Yeah. Well, Bama would win out anyway in this scenario.
Yeah.
So first of all, Florida's. I don't think Florida would beat Bama in the title game.
No.
Stanford, Notre Dame this weekend. Who knows? I don't have a good read on that one. I don't think.
Yeah.
Not that I have a good read on a lot of them.
No.
But that. So it's not. I wouldn't be surprised if Stanford wins, and then I would be a little more surprised. I think if they lost to whoever it is they would play in that Pac-12 title game. But like the real big one is like Penn State's not losing to Michigan State or not beating Michigan State. I mean.
Yeah, you're probably right.
That's the
it's the glimmer of hope that's going to have me watch it on Saturday.
Yeah.
So, well, that's that. We'll let's touch on some Thanksgiving stuff.
All right. What are the plans you got?
Well, tonight we'll be going out. Obviously, it's the biggest bar night of the year.
It's true.
Across the nation. What's the strategy for the go out tonight? Probably hit it pretty hard, and you got family on tomorrow.
Yeah.
And probably some family that you don't see very often and want to make a decent impression with. So what's the
and of course there's expectations from the parents. Certain things. You can't be.
Let's not go having to step aside to puke because you're so hungover. Something like that. So.
But also a big part of it for me is like I don't want to ruin any of it. We're eating at 2 tomorrow. I don't want to be hungover and not want to eat.
Yeah.
Like
no, that's very true.
This is more of a me thing than anybody else.
Oh.
Thing. So it's like,
yeah, I guess.
Oh, I don't care about their expectations, but I damn well better be able to enjoy all the stuffing and the potatoes and the turkey and the gravy. It's
the
full.
Max.
It's full potential. Yeah. So my strategy, I guess, would be go out there and have a good time. No cheap beer. No.
Rail mixers.
No rail mixers. Tonight is the night you spend the extra 50 cents. you go there, you get the Stoli instead of the Gordons, or make sure you get the Captain and not the generic spiced rum.
Yeah.
With your Coke. So that's one thing. I would probably, especially around here, tend to stay away from the draft beer. Those things will give you headaches.
Yeah.
I don't know if they clean the lines very well, that kind of stuff. Seems like just about every night that I've like really gone out and gotten after it had 10 or 12 mugs of draft beer. That makes for a tough morning.
Yeah.
So that's the big one, and then the other one is when you're done, be done. Don't go till 4 today.
Yeah.
No after bars.
No.
Let's go back. Let's listen to some music. Let's play some FIFA.
Yeah.
And then the next thing you know, it's 5:30,
and I'd be ready for 11.
Grandma's coming at noon.
Yeah.
You don't want that. So
maybe still
tonight,
got the weekend too. You got Friday, Saturday.
Yeah,
as well.
and that's the thing. Save some.
Yeah.
You got plenty of time.
Yeah.
So.
Also, my big thing is you got to get some type of food in you before you go to bed. Eat some food, even though it's terrible for you. Eat some food, throw some ibuprofen in the stomach before you go to bed.
Yeah, mix in a Powerade before you go to bed.
Or water, a Powerade or water, yeah.
Even though all these things apparently don't work, even the placebo effect, maybe mentally.
It's a mental thing. A lot of it's mental, yeah. So
that's the other thing. Do what you think do what you think is gonna work. That'll help it work.
Yeah, I agree, 100%. So food-wise, what's the go-to food on Thanksgiving? What's like the rank of?
Oh, for me, stuffing's at the top.
Stuffing, well, I'm not a stuffing guy. I'm not a big Thanksgiving food guy. Period.
Yeah, you would eat chicken tenders.
No, I like turkey. I like the turkey and the gravy and the mashed potatoes and the carrots. But I'm not like, what else? Stuffing? What else?
So for me, it's like you got to go. You're getting 2 plates at least.
Oh yeah.
So plate 1, a lot of stuffing. Make sure you load it up there. Some mashed potatoes, but those are starchy. Those will fill you up. So don't go too crazy with the mashed potatoes right away. True. A little bit of turkey. Try to get some dark meat and some light meat there first.
A lot of light meat only.
See which ones you like better. Vegetables. Take some green bean casserole. A lot of people are like crazy about green bean casserole. I personally am not a huge fan of it. But if you love it, make sure you get a lot the first time because that's one of those things that they don't make. You don't make a huge thing of it.
It's just
so if you want it, you better get your fill on the first go around. And then round it out with whatever rolls, vegetables. But I guess the point is take the most of the special stuff. You're not eating stuffing all the time. You're eating a lot of mashed potatoes.
Yeah.
You're eating a lot of like you can eat bread whenever you want to eat bread.
You can eat turkey pretty much whenever you want to. I mean,
but you're not like roasting turkeys very
that's
often.
true.
So the stuffing and the turkey are obviously most important.
Yeah.
Try to make sure that you got a good gravy. If you're out there planning a meal, don't go with the canned canned Heinz gravy.
That's a good point.
Make the gravy because like
it can ruin it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So that's my
my
analysis.
I mean, as you're tall and in stature, this is a big holiday for you.
Yeah, this is probably number 2. Christmas is 1. This is 2.
This is 2.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I'm not a huge Thanksgiving guy, but whatever. It is what it is. Anything else you want to touch on?
I think that just about covers it.
Yeah. Well, this was fun.
Yeah, this was great.
Do it a little different.
I think we'll have to do a Christmas one. Hopefully you're home.
Yeah.
Maybe a special dedicated Star Wars Nerd Edition podcast for when we see Force Awakens.
Which
I'm like vibrating. I'm so
ecstatic.
Excited for it.
Yeah. I think that do you think it'll be sold out? I don't know if it'll be sold out.
Here?
Yeah. Did that new theater open yet?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I wouldn't be shocked.
Okay.
But I don't know.
Yeah.
So
all right. Well, that's all. It was fun to do this. We'll talk again next week. Obviously not in this setting, but this was pretty fun to do it this way. That is it for us. Everybody have a happy Thanksgiving, and Chuck and Steve signing off live.
Take her easy.